You see this face right here? You see it? This is the face of an A1 grade Paddy Pimblett hater. Nobody hates Paddy Pimblett more than I do. I desperately want to see this disgusting troll, this gremlin of a human, brutally knocked out. I want to see a brutal knockout, something akin to the Bryce Mitchell, Josh Emmett knockout, where Paddy Pimblett is on the canvas just having convulsions and seizures while his little doe blue eyes are looking at the ceiling, devoid of life and meaning. That is what I want for Paddy Pimblett. Let's look at what Armin tweeted the other day. You're a nobody, a trash can at most. Daddy Dana fed you a couple senior citizens to build your hype. That's true, by the way. The Dana White privilege came in clutch. He fed a couple senior citizens to build the hype, and now all of the casuals who watch the sport think that he's good. Even MMA Guru was on the fucking hype train for Paddy Pimblett. Have we not forgotten? Have we not forgotten who this guy is? Lost to Jared Gordon? Gets rocked by Luigi Vendramini in his UFC debut? This is shit. This is a shit fighter. Okay? That's all you are. Hype. I earned everything in my career. Nothing was handed to me, you bum. Now sit your goofy ass down and wait until daddy tells you what to do. You know, I'm becoming a big Armin Tsarukyan fan now. I didn't think he deserves the next title shot because he messed up his last opportunity, but now just give it to him. Don't give it to Paddy. Unless you want to see him. He doesn't deserve the next title shot. Paddy Pimblett. He doesn't even deserve it. And the walls are closing in on him. He's only going to have to fight up from now on. He's ranked number 9. No more senior citizens ahead. No more old men to bully. No more easy fights. No more running. The walls are really closing in. Let's look at all the guys that are above him, okay? Which fight that he's probably going to get, which fight would be easiest for him out of this lineup? Beneil Dariush. First off, I don't think he's going to fight Beneil Dariush. I don't think the UFC is interested in that fight. Beneil Dariush just got a win over Moicano. He's probably going to... Beneil Dariush is probably going to fight someone else. So I don't think that fight's going to happen. They want to push Paddy. The UFC, they want to push Paddy. They're not going to put number 9 up against number 8. Paddy's going to have to fight someone up, okay? Mateusz Gamrot. Mateusz Gamrot, he doesn't have a fight booked up as far as I'm aware. But I still don't think they're going to book that fight. It's still too close. They want Paddy in the top 5. Dan Hooker, probably. I could see them doing the Dan Hooker fight. Considering Charles and now Fiziev have a fight booked. Max Holloway's not going to fight Dan Hooker at this point. Even though they should book that fight. Paddy, I give Paddy a 50-50 on this fight just because Dan Hooker has had so many injuries. Dan Hooker, his next fight, he might become a shell of his former self. We don't know. He might be good. I mean, we saw in the Mateusz Gamrot fight and the Jalen Turner fight, he was still good, but he's been inactive for a long time. We just don't know. Paddy, he could hope for a Dan Hooker that's just a weaker version, okay? Justin Gaethje. What about the Justin Gaethje fight? Well, for one, Justin Gaethje says he doesn't want to fight Paddy. He just wants the title shot or, a big fight, and he doesn't want to fight down, which I get. And I don't think the UFC have interest in doing that one. Charles Oliveira, he's fighting Rafael Fiziev. He doesn't count. Max Holloway, they're not going to do Max Holloway versus Paddy Pimblett. They're just not. Now, Armin Tsarukyan. They should do the Armin Tsarukyan fight with Paddy. That's the fight to make. There's already bad blood. They already hate each other. Just do it. I think that's what the UFC is going to do. And for the title shot, they need to get Islam Makhachev out of here. They need to get his name out of here. For the title shot, who fights Topuria? Knowing the UFC and how they operate, it's probably going to be Gaethje. I know a lot of people have strong opinions about that, but my third ever video on this channel was the Gaethje matchup with Topuria. Just because, they got to get him out of there. Make it his retirement fight or whatever. Just give him one last shot. Topuria deserves another highlight reel KO. It's going to be a first-round knockout. Just get Gaethje out of there. We don't want to see him anymore. Book Paddy Pimblett versus Arman Tsarukyan, and then whoever wins that fight against Topuria. But yeah, Arman Tsarukyan, he's growing on me. And then Paddy Pimblett said, other people are probably more deserving, lad, but posh boy definitely isn't. Little rich boy Arman. I just hate him. I hate the way he looks. I hate the way he speaks. You know what? Hate is a strong word. Maybe I shouldn't use the word hate, because hate implies that I want to see him, dead or something. I don't want to see him dead. I don't want to see him die. I just want to see him get brutally knocked out. Brutally knocked out. Let's look at his record. Because it's true. Okay, his UFC debut, like I mentioned, Luigi Vendramini, small guy, Italian guy, same height and build as Topuria. I can't remember if it was a left hook or a right hook. It's been a long time since I watched this fight, but he rocks Paddy's chin. And, Paddy's got a decent chin. I'll give him that. But he just rocks him. Not a good look. Granted, happened 4 years ago. Kazula Vargas, Jordan Levitt, solid wins, submissions. The Jared Gordon fight. One of the worst decisions in the history of the sport. Horrible decision. Up there with... It was worse than Cyril Gane and Volkov too. It was worse than that. It was like that one judge that judged Tuivasa versus Rosenstrike. The one judge that gave it to Tuivasa. It was like something like that. I know Paddy, he injured himself in that fight, but still he lost. That's no excuse. He lost. And then his most 3 recent fights against senior citizens. His fucking elder abuse, man. Tony Ferguson. He goes to decision against Tony Ferguson, who at that point had already lost 6 fights in a row. He had lost 6 fights in a row. Look at this shit. Let's look at Tony Ferguson's record, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fights in a row. And Paddy couldn't even finish him off? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? What the actual fuck, man? How do you not finish an old man Tony Ferguson? Then he fights Bobby Green. Now, Bobby Green, he has low IQ. Bobby Green decides to go for a takedown. And it was a solid submission for Paddy Pimblett. It was like a triangle armbar hybrid. It was a brutal submission. Good win from Paddy Pimblett, but still an old man. And then the Michael Chandler fight. A 40-year-old man. Paddy, you've never faced up against a guy that isn't young, but like someone who's in their early 30s, late 20s. They don't have to be a super young guy. Just someone in their prime. You've never faced up against that person. But now you will. You're going to have to. There's nowhere else for you to run. You're not going to fight down. You're not going to fight Moicano. You're not, because that would be an easy fight for you. You're going to have to fight up. And I would give the Dan Hooker fight his easiest path to victory, just because we don't know how fucked up Dan Hooker's body is. If Dan Hooker isn't completely screwed up, then I give Dan Hooker the victory for that one. But yeah, please, Paddy Pimblett, please lose. I'm hoping for you to lose. I'm hoping that any day now we get some news of who your next fight will be with, just so that I can dissect it and roast you for it. You disgusting English peasant. I can't wait, because the day is coming. The day is coming we get to see Paddy Pimblett brutally knocked out. And let's hope for some seizures. We want to see some seizures. We want to see some convulsions. We want to see that body twitch when he's face down on the canvas, while the camera is zoomed in on his peasant face, and his little blue eyes are just dilated, staring into the abyss. A little dead mouse. That is what we want to see. That is what I pray for. I pray to the gods. I pray to Bahomet. It will happen. Until next time, peace out.